Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. Alright, so if you remember my review of Sherlock Holmes, which was an early review of mine, like back in the day of my video reviewing career, I didn't like Sherlock Holmes that much, and I saw it again not too long ago, and I was like, yeah, I still just kind of, I nothing the movie. So now we got Sherlock Holmes 2, and I was like, all right, you know, maybe it'll step it up. It has Moriarty, and I love Moriarty. I love the guy playing him, too. He's that guy from Fringe who's all like, Olivia Dunham, please. I like him. All right, so in Sherlock Holmes 2, it's pretty much what you need to know about it. Sherlock Holmes and Watson are back, and now they're battling Professor James Moriarty, who's like Sherlock Holmes' equal. And is Sherlock Holmes 2 better than 1? Yeah, it actually is a lot. I mean, for the first part of this movie, I was like, all right, it kind of feels like Sherlock Holmes 1, you know, I'm following it, but whatever. And then the Moriarty stuff kicks on and you're like, this guy literally makes the movie. He does have help though. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes and Jude Law as Watson, they're perfect. I loved them in the first one. They still have the same chemistry in this one that you loved from the first one, and they're prime. Now, Robert Downey Jr., he's just a good actor. The guy's method actor too. He is the character. I've heard some gripes about his British accent, but I'm American, so it all sounds like Australian to me. But the dude locks himself into this role and he's great at it. And Jude Law, what I like about Jude Law's Watson is relevant. He's not as smart as Sherlock Holmes, but he's still really smart at what he does. He's a relevant character in this movie, and I love that. Now we got Professor James Moriarty. All right, this guy is awesome. You don't have the generic villain that Mark Strong was in the first one. I always think Mark Strong's just kind of a generic villain. It's like he was a villain in a movie, and people are like, yeah, him, villain in a movie forever. James Moriarty is so smart, and so is Sherlock Holmes, and it's great seeing these two intellectual superiors just going at each other. It's what I wanted in this movie, and it's what I got in this movie. They even have those moments where they actually talk to each other all civil-like, you know, it's not like, oh, you're the hero and I'm the villain and we must duel now. They're like, no, we can talk and have a conversation in a room and we'll just try to one-up each other. So even their conversations are battles. That's right, you don't have any of the exploding slow-motion trees, none of the bullets whizzing by, none of the slow-mo arms snapping or anything like that, but still, the dialogue between James Moriarty and Sherlock Holmes, a battle in and of itself. And they're probably my favorite battles in the movie. Now, one of the things I didn't like about the first movie is, all right, Sherlock Holmes is really smart. He is smarter than anyone. He sees everything, and they illustrate that in this movie. This one girl's like, what do you see? And he's like, everything. That's my curse. He walks into a room, he knows where everything is. That's how he catches the clues he catches. In the first movie, they do that, but you're not there with him because they didn't tell you what he saw. And apparently I wasn't the only one who hated that, because in this movie, they fixed that. He tells you now what he saw. Not like every moment where he's finding stuff, but after every scene, he's like, oh yeah, there was this, and there was this, and oh, you did this, and there was this, and then you thought I missed this, but there's actually this. This is where we're going. So I was a little more on board with it this time around. Made me feel all smart and shit. So it had great stylized, fun action, great acting, great characters, a great villain doing battle with a great hero, or inspector. In the end, I will say this movie is a good time, no alcohol required. The movie's not amazingly special, but it's fun. I like seeing smart people throw down with smart people. It's just my thing, I guess. So even if you didn't like the first one, you might still like this one. I didn't like the first one, I like this one. There you go. So who's your favorite smart person, hero, or villain? You know, the dude, you're like, the guy is just too smart. He's all Victor Von Doom and shit. You can still use Victor Von Doom, even though I use Victor Von Doom here. I'm not saying Victor Von Doom is mine. I don't know. Greg House, he's great. Yeah. Holmes is based off Sherlock Holmes. It works for me. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. Holmes.